Well, we got an extreme cold warning now in effect for tomorrow and Sunday. Even though it's very deceiving out there, it's quite a mild night, actually. We do have some flurries around. But you can see all the colors on the map that we have. Extreme cold warning, heavy freezing spray warning, storm warnings, wind advisory, all that stuff we have coming our way. So things are going to be changing in a hurry. This is the satellite. You can see the Arctic front coming right there down from Canada here in the north upper left part of your screen there. So that is what's coming, and it's going to bring in some of the coldest weather of the season, and especially it's going to feel the coldest because the wind chills are going to be so bad. Looking at our weather map, you can see here we've got a series of cold fronts here. There's your Arctic front right there. Surface analysis. There's the Arctic front right there. So it is coming, and it will be accompanied by snow, perhaps even a snow squall. Let's look at the radar. And you can see there's that snow over our area, light, maybe some areas of moderate snow. And you can see that snow stretching down from Canada and the Arctic front. I don't really see any snow squall here, but we could have the potential for that, possibly. Today was a mild day, but things are going to change. And you'll see here it is in the upper 20s, 28 at Islip. Actually got to 34, the warmest that Islip has seen in quite a while. So you can see light snow now falling, but the visibility is 9 miles. The snow is very light. Farmingdale has got visibility of, let's see where that visibility is. Don't see it here. It's odd that it's not being reported, but we go over here, we look. I think it'll have visibility of 2.5 miles with light snow. So we have this light snow that is there's a chance of some heavier snow. I don't think that it's going to be all that much snowfall from this. Some people are forecasting a little more. I think it's going to mainly be a dusting coating to maybe an inch in spots. We'll look at the latest models. It just doesn't look like there's a lot of moisture with this. It could get enhanced, particularly over the east end. So you can see we've got a high wind warning in effect for the Jersey Shore. That's from 4 a.m. Saturday to midnight Saturday night. An extreme cold warning remains in effect from 6 a.m. Saturday to noon on Sunday. And for our area, we have a wind advisory in effect from 9 a.m. Saturday to midnight Saturday night. Extreme cold warning effect from 1 p.m. Saturday to 1 p.m. on Sunday. So there you go. That extreme cold warning again is something that you don't see very often. And we go and we look at offshore waters. We've got gale warnings, heavy freezing spray advisory because the temperature is going to be so cold and there's going to be a lot of freezing spray. And we also got a storm warning in effect for the Jersey Shore as well, 4 a.m. Saturday to 4 a.m. Sunday. Heavy freezing spray as well. So you definitely don't want to be out on the water. This is going to be bad. So let's go look at the highs today. Yeah, we got into the mid-30s today, 34 for the most part, a lot of areas, and even close to 40 in Ocean County, New Jersey there. So maybe got some melting done today. I think we got the most melting done we've had in a while, but we're going to get some more, unfortunately. But I don't think it's going to be all that much. So 3 degrees for a low at West Hampton. They got down to 3. Islip got down to 16. 10 at Shirley, and as we head further west, low at 23 at LaGuardia, 19 at JFK. What's my alley? My alley didn't even get below freezing last night. 7 degrees for a low at Miller Air Park and Toms River. So, there was some radiational cooling last night, but we're not going to see that because the winds are going to be up for a while, but that still doesn't mean it's not going to be cold. It's going to be cold for sure. So let's see if they talk about Islip. So the temperature reached 33 degrees at Islip at 12:13. It was a streak of 13 consecutive days with a high temperature of 32 or lower. So it's the second longest streak at Islip since 1963, tying 2018. Yeah, that's when we last had a lot of Arctic air. It's 2018, um, and I think the cold that was even more severe than this. Um, so let's go and I guess we go to the climate statistics for Islip. So that high of 34, still 6 degrees below normal. Normal high is supposed to be around 40. A low of 15, that's 9 degrees below normal. Giving us an average of 25, which is 7 degrees below normal for the day, and that's going to be much worse by tomorrow. So let's go look at the models here and get a chance to look at this Arctic air. In fact, I should not have closed. Let me reopen that again. Show you the Arctic air, show you the kind of temperatures that are behind this Arctic front. There we have. Let's go to Barrie, Canada. We're at 6 degrees. So you see temperatures of 6 degrees. But if you go further north, Sudbury, 6 below, 9 below, 10 below. So this is the air that's coming down. It's nothing that crazy, but look at these winds, though. How about 8 degrees with a wind gusting to 38 miles an hour? That's the kind of stuff that we're going to be dealing with Saturday night. So, yeah, that's what we're going to be dealing with. It's not going to be fun. Right now we have westerly winds. Hopefully they don't go southwest. So far I've avoided the furnace exhaust today. Let's go to the models. We'll look at the European here. I mean, I kind of went over this yesterday. Nothing really tremendously much to go over, but you see there's the Arctic front passing through, but there's a kind of trough that's left in its wake, and then there's a coastal low, and there's kind of a connection there. So that enhances the snowfall, but it looks like that enhancement's going to be even further east. So I'm thinking more over like Montauk, but there could be some lingering flurries into tomorrow night, perhaps over Suffolk County. But you notice those tight isobars over us, and that the gradient between that high pressure and that very strong low, and then there's another high that builds down here. Here we are Sunday, still in that very, very tight gradient flow. So it's going to be really, really rough. And again, here is the European. You can see here that tight gradient really sets up tomorrow night and relaxes just a little bit on Sunday. It's still going to be windy. So it's going to feel really crazy. We'll go to the HRRR. So here is the HRRR. First, we'll look at the dew points and wind flow, just to show you the Arctic air coming on. So here we are overnight. The Arctic air hasn't come in yet, but it's going to come in right around the morning hours, so around 7, 8 o'clock. The winds shift to the northwest, and the temperatures really drop. You can see those dew points dropping, particularly over New Jersey, western parts of Long Island. It hangs on a little bit. This is where the front kind of hangs up off the east end. So there's a little bit of a delayed reaction. And then look at that. Those deep reds there. Those are dew points that could be 18 below, 20 below. These are dew points, but very, very low dew points. And then Sunday, it does seem like they recover a little bit on Sunday. For some reason it does that. It brings them up a little bit. But you can see those northwest winds there. Still a lot of barbs on there. But I think the worst that wind is going to be overnight, Saturday night to Sunday. So looking at these actual air temperatures, tonight we're going to be in the 20s. And then once we get toward that morning hour, the temperatures are going to drop from the 20s to the teens. And then for tomorrow, we're going to be struggling to reach the low teens. And plenty of cloud cover, obviously, and temperatures may only stay in the single digits. Very extreme winds, and then tomorrow night, the temperatures, according to this, could go below zero. According to this, I think it's under. I think it's not going to be quite this cold. I think it's overdoing it a little bit. We'll have to see what happens, but it definitely the coldest night of the year for sure. I think a lot of areas are going to get down very close to zero, even in the city. And then for Sunday morning, beginning of Sunday morning, it's going to be around 0 to 5 above. The wind is still going to be going, but the sun will be out. But it's going to be one of those deceivingly beautiful days as we struggle to reach the mid-teens on Sunday, according to this. So, we can look at some soundings for Sunday, because pick midday here. This kind of tell us about cloud cover here. Lines are decently apart. Yeah, a little further apart in Jersey. That's what I figured. But there could be some, pop-up clouds just from that. Could be even sea smoke and cumulus over the water, perhaps. It's always entirely possible with such a cold air mass. So let's go look at the precipitation, obviously, again. I'm more concerned about the extreme cold than the snowfall. A lot of people are making a big deal out of it. It's not going to be much. You can see it's very light. I don't think Jersey even gets anything at this point. A coating, maybe, if that. But the eastern part of Long Island could see, that's where you could see the accumulation, especially because you see the snow hanging on. And there could be ocean effect, too, as well, that could linger into even Sunday morning. So if we look at the total amount of snowfall here, it's not really showing very much. Pretty much no accumulation Jersey, Nassau coating. But as you get to central Suffolk, this is where you could see maybe close to an inch accumulation, maybe 1 to 2 inches. I'm not going to really draw a map because I just don't think the snowfall is going to be that substantial that we need to actually draw a map. But you can see the heavier amounts generally are in New England, at least according to this model. And we'll go ahead and look at the NAM, see if it looks any different. And it doesn't. It really doesn't. It shows even less. So that's why I'm not really that concerned about the snow, but it'll dust and it'll probably blow around a little bit, but honestly, it's very, very little. And mainly just for Suffolk County, mainly. That's where you're going to see the snowfall. I'm more concerned about the cold and the wind that's going to follow. That's going to be part of this. This absolutely bitter, just dangerously, painfully cold blast. Let's look at the HDRPS. Don't have the 0Z model, and we can look at the 18Z as well. So here we are. And you can see, again, there's that snow. Again, very, very light snow, but there are some heavier bands. Notice how it just kind of stays right offshore there, which is very interesting. Even into Sunday, you can see it's still showing snow falling offshore. Ocean effect. You're going to have ocean effect, and you look toward the sea, and it's going to be... and again, this is what our map looks like. So if I did want to draw a map, I'll just draw a crude map here. Honestly, like I said, I really don't want to spend too much time on this. I usually just use this as a... this is, by the way, look at that storm out there. I usually use this as a template, so... if you want to draw a map, we can draw a map here. Paint tool. So, generally speaking, it's not a lot of snow. Generally speaking, I think your 1 to 2 inch amounts. Honestly, I think it's only going to be 1 inch in this area here. All right, 1 to maybe 2 inches right over here. So from 1 over here to 2 as you get toward Montauk, and then this is just a coating over here, and then nothing pretty much west of this final line here. So that's why I'm not going to really make a big deal of drawing a map, because it's not really going to be. It's not so much about the snowfall; it's about the extreme cold that's going to be coming, and that's the concern that I have. So let's go to the European model. We'll see how this is painting the cold air that's going to be coming in as well. So here we are tomorrow, and you can see those temperatures dropping into the teens, and then tomorrow night, close to 0, I think, is a good bet for many areas. Sunday morning, it's going to be close to 0, and then Sunday, we're struggling to reach the mid-teens, and that wind is still going to be going. So that is the issue that we have. All right. So looking at skies, which will be the next thing we're going to look at here. So here's tomorrow, obviously plenty of clouds. And they'll start to slowly break up from west to east in the evening. And then here we are Sunday. And you can see the really bitter, the effect of the cold air over the ocean here. You're going to have ocean effect over the ocean, because that air is so cold and going over that. The water temperature is probably like in the 40s, I guess. So it's going to create showing some little piece of cloudiness there, maybe over extreme southern New Jersey. But other than that, there should be plenty of sun Sunday, and it will look very nice, but it's going to be dangerously cold. So if I try to go into any pines, it's going to have to be for a brief amount of time. So let's talk about that wind. We'll go to Vent to Sky, and we'll go to wind gusts here, and we're going to go into tomorrow, starting off 10 a.m. And you can see 10 a.m., you already see the winds picking up over the mountains. Look, some really crazy gusts. And then as we get toward noon, you can see, again, over the mountains, some absolutely crazy gusts. These gusts are going to be a 30. And here we are, 40. And here it gets even worse in the evenings when the gusts get close to 50. And here we are, 9 o'clock, still seeing these gusts up 40 to 50 miles an hour. And when you combine that with the air temperature, which is going to be like 4 degrees, it's going to be very painfully cold to be outside with that kind of wind blowing, with that kind of cold air. That wind chill is going to be unbelievable. So here we go. Sunday morning. We're going to start Sunday morning here, 8 a.m. And you can see it's showing temperature around 1 degree, 0 degrees, and the wind's gusting still to 34, 30 miles an hour. A little less, but that's still going to create an insane wind chill. And then throughout the day, you're still going to have winds gusting 20 to 30 miles an hour. So, yeah, this is it's still going to be windy, but probably not a wind advisory conditions, but the temperature is still going to make it feel, it's going to really feel very, very cold with those temperatures, with that combination. So when we go to the feels like temperature, which is what we're going to be doing next, here's the feels like temperature on Saturday afternoon. Feels like 10 below in Ocean County, so even colder there. And then as we get to Saturday night, 7 o'clock, it feels like 15 below, 16 below, 15 below. Being outside is going to be an extreme challenge in these conditions. It's going to feel like 20 below at 9 o'clock. So this is actually dangerously cold weather. You do not want to be walking around outside for any extended period of time. And then as we get towards Sunday morning, I think that's going to be the worst of it, where, again, it could feel 25 below perhaps in some areas here. Look at this, 22 below, 25 below at 7 in the morning. And then as we get toward 11, it does recover to feeling like 6 below or 9 below. And then as we get toward the afternoon, maybe it'll actually feel like it's above 0. Maybe feel like 1 degree. And then as you get into Sunday night, the temperatures, the winds drop off a little bit here. And see the temperatures kind of just be around, still feeling like 0. And the actual air temperature has it around 15 degrees. Oddly enough, it's not dropping anymore. The wind is still blowing, though, at a decent clip. So, yeah, I don't think we get radiational cooling for Sunday night with winds like that. So that's what the Ventu sky is showing. We'll just go with the windy and look at the European here as well. And wind gusts again tomorrow. Here we go. And this is scary stuff. Here we go. 46. Yeah, I mean, you have wind gusts getting close to 50 here. And again, you combine that with these air temperatures, and it's going to be just really just unbelievably bad to be outside. Try to avoid being outside tomorrow if you can. It really sucks when you don't have a car and you have to go out and you're going to have to deal with this. It's going to be hard. You can see winds gusting on Sunday. Still seeing gusts up into 30 mile an hour range. It's still going to be windy. Still going to be pretty bad out there. So, yeah, this is going to be the really, really just really bad. I think the worst of it, Saturday night. So Saturday night, it's going to be very, very rough for sure with these winds. The combination of these winds and the wind chill that you're going to get from that. So that's going to really create just some really rough conditions for sure. So it's going to be really, really bad outside. So if you have to go out, bundle up, and try to avoid being out there for more than, I'd say, limit it to no more than 15 minutes if you can. All right? I don't know how anyone can tolerate that. I don't even think I can. All right? No, I love the cold. This is too much even for me. So, especially because of the wind. If it wasn't for the wind, yeah, there wouldn't be. But it's the wind that's going to make it feel just unbelievably bad to be outside. So, again, we've got that extreme cold warning in effect. We're going to go over the briefing again for this extreme cold warning. Again, it's Saturday into early Sunday, along with the wind advisory as well. So this is what we're going to be dealing with here, and it's going to be extreme cold. So they're calling for 1 to 2 inches of snow. I think it's a little high. It's only Suffolk County, I think, is going to see that, maybe upstate. But this is the map of their wind chill for Saturday. But then this is what it could feel like Saturday night, 15 below. So it's going to be just unbelievable. And then it's a Sunday. Sunday night's not going to be as bad. They're not calling for the temperatures to get quite as low as some of the miles are showing. So They're having a 4, and then Sunday night around 7. And this is the wind gust forecast that they have, so could be close to 50, and they got a high wind warning in effect for the Jersey Shore. And this is their snowfall map. I think it's a little high. All right, I think it's a little high, but it's mainly not so much about the snow. It's going to be about the cold. So this is going to be a painfully cold winter blast that we're going to have tomorrow. All right, so hopefully we don't see any power outages and any problems like that, because you do not want to be without power. Because there could be wind gusts near 50 miles an hour Saturday into Saturday evening. And it does say there could be a few power outages. So let's get through to this weekend. It's going to be very rough. And then hopefully we see some warmer weather coming next week. And I guess that's it. Just good luck tomorrow. Good luck tomorrow. Tomorrow night, especially overnight to Sunday. And I think by the time we get to Sunday night, the worst will be over from this painfully cold blast. Have a good night.